Hi, Algebra 1. This is the take-home test that has the star at the top left corner. It has a star up the top here. So we're going to go through all of these. You can use this on the test that we have tomorrow. But if you have any questions, please know that you can ask me, and I'll be happy to help you. Problem number 1, we have negative 2x minus y is equal to negative 6. And then the bottom one, we have y equals negative 3x plus 9. We want to solve this, and we're going to use substitution. So I'm going to take this down here. That's what y is equal to, and I'm going to plug it in there. Where you have to watch out here is there's a negative, so I'm going to put this in parentheses, and then that's negative 3x plus 9. And then that's equal to negative 6. Distribute the negative over the parentheses, so I'm going to get negative 2x plus 3x minus 9 equals negative 6. That's going to give me x minus 9 equals negative 6. Add 9 to both sides. That'll give me 3. That's my first answer. That's my x value. I'm going to take that x value, I'm going to plug it into either of those. Doesn't matter. The bottom one's more conducive because we want to find y. So I'm going to go y is equal to negative 3. X was where these parentheses are, but now it's going to be a 3. So this is going to give me negative 9 plus 9, which is 0. So my y value is 0. Problem number 2, we have y equals negative 3x plus 9, and then we have negative 3x plus 2y equals 0. This is, again, substitution. I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to plug it into our y value. So I'm going to get negative 3x plus 2, parentheses. I'm going to plug in, rather than y, I'm going to have negative 3x plus 9 that I'm going to put in place. Distribute the negative over the parentheses. That's going to give me negative 2 times negative 3x is negative 6x. 2 times 9 is 18, and it's equal to 0. So that's going to give me negative 9x, and then we're going to subtract 18 from both sides. So I get negative 9x equals negative 18. Divide both sides by negative 9. So x is going to be equal to 2. So I'm going to take my x value, this, and I'm going to plug it in for x here or here. The top one's set up for us to find y, so let's go ahead and use that. It would be the same answer if I plugged it into the bottom one as well. Rather than x being there, it's going to be a 2, so that's going to give me 3 times negative 3 times 2 is negative 6 plus 9, so that's going to give me 3. Problem number 3. On that front page is 2x plus y is equal to 7, and then I have negative 4x plus 4y is equal to 4. They want us to use the elimination method, so I can't add these together. X and y are on the same side on both equations, so if I add these together, nothing cancels out. So we have to think, okay, do I want to get rid of x or y? Well, let's get rid of x, and I'm going to multiply everything here by negative 2. So let's bring this equation down here. That's going to give me negative 4x minus 2y equals negative 14. And then I'm going to bring my other equation down here, just right underneath it. Oh, you know what? That should have been a positive. That should have been a positive too right there. So that would have been all those signs positive. I'm sorry, I made a wrong sign error on that. And then 4x plus 4y is equal to 4. Let's add these together. Those cancel. That gives me 6y is equal to 14 plus 4 is 18. Divide both sides by 6, so my y value is 3. So that's the second part of my answer. Remember, that's x and y. I'm going to take this y value, I'm going to plug it in either on the top one or the bottom. I'm going to choose the top. I have negative 2x plus, I'm going to put 3 in. That's where y used to be, but now it's going to be a 3. Subtract 3 from both sides. Divide by 2. So there's my answer, 2 comma 3. Number 4, we have negative 3x plus 2y is equal to negative 5, and negative 4x plus 2y is equal to negative 10. So what I think I'm going to do, I can't add these together right now because nothing's going to cancel out, so I'm going to take the whole top and multiply it by negative 1. And that's going to, I'll bring this down here, that's going to give me 3x minus 2y equals 5, and then bring this down here. Now if I add these together, I'm going to get negative x, my y's cancel out, equals negative 5. Multiply both sides by negative 1, so my x value is 5. And then I'm going to take this, I'm going to plug it into the x on the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter which one you pick, so I'll pick the bottom one. So I get negative 4. That was an x, but it's going to be a 5 now, plus 2y equals negative 10. So that's negative 20 plus 2y equals negative 10. Let's add 20 to both sides. So 20 added to negative 10 is 10. Divide both sides by 2. So I get 5 comma 5. That's my answer. Number 5, we want to go ahead and graph it. So this is number 5. Y equals 1 over 4x plus 1. And then y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. So we'll do this one in red. My y-intercept is 0, 1. My slope is 1 over 4. So up 1, right 4. And best we can, let's draw a straight line. And then my second equation we'll do in blue. My y-intercept is going to be 0, 4, which is up here. My slope is negative 1/2, so I'm going to go down 1, right 2. If I go down 1, right 2, again, I get to right there. Oh, good, so we're going to see that. So it looks like this is the point where they cross, which is 4, comma 2. There's my solution. This one doesn't have shading because they're not inequalities. Number 6, we want to go ahead and graph that as well. Let's get our graph up there. So number 6, we have y equals negative x minus 5. And then I have 2x plus y equals negative 8. The top equation we'll do in blue. My y-intercept is 0, negative 5, which is down here. My slope is negative 1 over 1. So I'm going to go down 1, right 1. And make those as straight as you can. The second one we'll do in red. Because x and y are on the same side, we're going to go 0, comma blank, blank, comma 0. So this is an x value, so plug that, or cover the 2x, so you get y equals negative 8. So 0, negative 8 is down here. And then this is a y value, so cover that up, so I get 2x equals negative 8. Divide each side by 2, so I get negative 4. So negative 4 is like right there. Negative 4, 0. So we're going to go ahead and do this best we can. And it looks like it's crossing right in there. So I'd say our answer is probably negative 2, comma, maybe negative 4, somewhere in there. Okay. So again, make sure you do well on your pictures and you should be able to see our graphs. That is probably pretty close to the solution. We might be off a little bit because my lines aren't perfect. Number 7. Oops, go to the other side. When we get to number 7, this is where we're going to start shading. So I have that, and I have this. Oops, that's less than or equal to. All right, so the top one is set up as 0, comma blank, blank, comma 0. So that's an x value, so my y value is 2. This is a y value, so my x value is 2. So 0, 2 is up here, 2 zeros here. Because there's no line underneath this, it's going to be dotted. So we're going to come straight down like that. We'll do this one in blue. So my y-intercept is at 0, negative 1. Right there. And then my slope is 1 over 2. So I'm going to go up 1, right 2. And this will be solid because I have a little line underneath the inequality. Now on this one, we're not worried about where they intersect, though it looks pretty clear. But I'm going to pick a point, and I'm going to pick 0, 0 because it's definitely underneath to the left of the green and above to the left of the blue. Plug 0, 0 in, so you plug 0 here and here, you get 0 is greater than 2. That's false. Okay, so for my green, I'm going to shade the opposite side of my green, so that I'm going to shade up here. And then on the other one, I'm going to plug 0, 0 in, so I'm going to get 0 here and 0 here. So is 0 less than or equal to negative 1? That's also false. So I'm going to shade the other side of the blue. So I'm going to shade this side of the blue. I'm going to look to where they crisscross. And this is where they crisscross, so you just shade this in, and this is where your answer lives, in this little region. Problem number 8. We get y is greater than negative 2x plus 1, and we get 2x plus 3y is greater than negative 6. So my y-intercept is going to be 0, 1, which is here. My slope is going to be negative 2 over 1, which is here, so I'm going to go down to right 1. This is going to be a dotted line. So dotted looks just like that. And then on this one, we'll do it in green. This is going to be set up as 0, comma blank, and blank, comma 0. So that's an x value. So I'm going to get 3y equals negative 6. So divide both sides, I get negative 2. So 0, negative 2 is down here. And here's a y value. It has like 2x equals negative 6. Divide each side by 2, so I get negative 3. So negative 3 zeros here. And this will be dotted as well. So let's see if we can kind of make it's little tiny region down here. Maybe I'll extend this blue down here a little bit. All right, it appears that 0, 0 is right here in between them. So let's plug this in and see what happens. So that's 0 and that's 0. That gives me 0 is greater than 1. That's false. So that means I'm going to shade the opposite side of the blue. So I'm going to shade this side of the blue. Uh-oh, it's getting goofy. All right, let's see. If I do 0, 0 on this, I get 0 is greater than negative 6, and that's false. So I'm going to shade the other side of the green. So that's going to be up here. So it looks a little goofy because my tablet got goofy, but it's to that right upper region. Okay, problem number 9 on the back. It talks about at the athletics office ordered 1 case of Gatorade and 3 cases of Powerade for $130. The next month they ordered 2 cases of Gatorade and 4 cases of Powerade for $109. How much does each cost? All right, so number 9, we're going to say we have Gatorade, so we'll call it G, and Powerade. Those are my 2 variables. And then let's write a system. We don't have to solve this one, we just have to write the system. So they bought 1 case of Gatorade plus 3 cases of Powerade. That's equal to 130. And then the next month they bought 2 cases of Gatorade and 4 cases of Powerade, and that's 190. And so we're just writing the system. This is my system. This is all done. So you have your variables and your system. You don't have to solve this one. And then the last problem, number 10, it says one system is 2 more than 20 times the other number. The sum is 117. Find the 2 numbers used in the system of equations. So one number, so I have x and y, says one number is, the word is equal 2 more than 20 times, so 20 times plus 2. The sum of the numbers, x plus y, is equal to 117. So now we can go ahead and solve this. Substitution, plug it in there. I get 20y plus 2 plus y, plus y equals 117. That gives me 21y plus 2 equals 117. Subtract 2 from both sides. 21y equals 115. So using a calculator, let's see what we're going to get. We're going to get 115 divided by 21. And my calculator stopped working. 115 divided by 21. Grab another calculator. So divide both sides by 21. So on your calculator, 115 divided by 21. Ooh. So my y value comes to rounded to 5.488. That's rounded. And then let's take this and plug it in here. So 20 times 5.48 plus 2 times 20 plus 2. So my other number is 111.52. Yikes. Okay, well, on the test, I think it'll actually work out nicer. There'll be whole numbers, but I hope you get the idea. So again, on this paper, you can write anything you want. You realize the backside is blank, so if you want to add something to it, go ahead and add it and see how it works out. Have a nice day, and be ready for the test on Tuesday.